Welcome to this week's Torah lesson. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Vayigash. The question of the week is, where do we have the strength to overcome the challenges of exile? So in this week's Torah portion, Parshas Vayigash, the Torah begins, Vayigash Elav Yehuda, that Yehuda is confronting Elav, whoever that Elav is in disguise, and in Yosef's mind, he's confronting someone that's in charge of the land of Egypt, someone that he has to intercede to bail out his family. Now the realities we know, once Yosef reveals himself, who was the Elav? It was Yosef HaTzadik. So the Rebbe asks a question, if Vayigash Elav, we know it to be Yosef HaTzadik, and when Yehuda confronted, it was some other person in his head, someone in charge, why is the Torah telling us a story about an illusion that was created? And the Rebbe explains, because the Torah is trying to teach us a very, very powerful lesson. And that is, exactly this is the lesson. When we are Vayigash Elav, when we confront certain things, and we think it's this challenge, it's some other challenge, just know, just like in the case of Yosef HaTzadik, who is the one behind Elav? Yosef HaTzadik. The same thing also behind every one of our challenges. What's behind it? Hashem is behind it. Now, how do we have the strength and the vision to see that Hashem is behind everything? So the Rebbe says, Vayigash Elav. That's why the Torah says Elav. Elav to him. Who is the ultimate to him? Who is the only one that really exists? Hashem. The essence of Hashem. Not even to the Shekhinah. Because we know the Shekhinah, the Zohar says, Shechinta Begelusa. The Shekhinah, which is referring to Hashem, the part that resides in this world, the Shekhinah is in Galus. But the essence of Hashem is not in Galus. So if we're able to always focus Vayigash Elav on Hashem, we will be able to overcome any and all challenges of exile. So to answer the question, how are we able to overcome any and all challenge of exile? Vayigash Elav, to realize that anything that we're going through, don't look at the dressed up challenge. Look at the essence. Who's behind everything? Behind everything is Hashem. And when you realize that everything is from Hashem, you will not be afraid of any challenges, because you're going to realize you're always dealing with Hashem, and Hashem loves us. Thanks so much for joining us for our weekly Torah lesson. This week's Torah lesson is dedicated to the memory of Baruch ben Ari Leib, Shlom ben Yosef, and Rachel bas Lipa. May their souls be elevated by the Torah in their memory. Have a great and blessed week. Shavua Tov.